Jeff Bezos built one of the biggest fortunes in history, and we often overlook how he built massive wealth that keeps growing even without running the company anymore. And you know what the secret is? Index funds. While others chase risky investments, Bezos plays the long game. He uses this simple yet powerful strategy to keep multiplying his fortune. And in this video, we are uncovering his surprising take on index funds. So, if you're serious about applying Bezos' strategy to your own investments, stay till the end. What are index funds? Let's get the basics cleared first. Okay, so an index fund is a collection of investments that copy the performance of a market index. Simply put, it is a group of different investments that are often bundled together because they have something in common. You may or may not have heard this already, but if you did, then it might have been by the name of a tracker fund. So, when you invest in an index fund, you get the opportunity to access shares in a diverse range of companies at once for a relatively low cost. But remember, the value of investments can go up and down as well, so you might not get back what you invest. Like in every other investment, index funds are also not immune to market volatility, so the value of your investments can fall and rise as well. As Jeff Bezos suggests, investing should be seen as a medium to long-term commitment, which means you cannot just invest today and expect high returns tomorrow. You have to be prepared to invest for at least 5 years to give your money a chance to grow. Index funds can have different themes. The most common one is broad market. These index funds basically include investments across companies of all sizes and industries, but they are generally meant to represent the stock market as a whole. You can also invest in sector index fund that tracks the performance of a specific sector such as healthcare or technology. Or you can choose domestic index funds that track the performance of groups of investments within the US. Similarly, you can also choose international takes. But we believe that your best choice might be dividend index funds because they track companies that pay out higher dividends. How do index funds work? Now let's see how an index fund actually works. So, first things first, if you want to invest in an index fund, you have to open an investment account. If you're starting from scratch, then you have to do your research about which broker you'd like to use. You can consider the number of index funds that they have available, their overall fees, and how user-friendly their platform is. Once you've opened your account, transfer some cash that you want to invest in that account. Next, you'll have to check out the available index funds and see what they track, the performance of that index fund over time, and, of course, the expense ratio. Now that you've decided which index funds you'd like to invest in, use the cash that you'd transferred into your account to buy shares in that index fund. And that's it. Yes, it's really that simple to invest in an index fund. Now that you've invested in an index fund, you should understand how it works. So an index fund includes a number of shares that are held to represent the overall index. If the index goes up by 1%, the value of your investment in that index fund will also go up by 1%. Similarly, if the performance of that index falls by 1%, then you should be prepared for a 1% fall in the value of your investment as well. The value of index funds. Hopefully, you now understand what index funds are and how they work. As we mentioned, Jeff Bezos has frequently highlighted the importance of long-term thinking, and his approach to building wealth aligns perfectly with the idea of investing in an index fund. We know index funds are designed to track the performance of a market index, so instead of betting on a single stock, you can spread your investment across hundreds or even literally thousands of companies. This will obviously reduce your risk by a high margin. And compared to actively managed funds, index funds have a much lower expense ratio. This means that more of your invested money will stay invested. And with index funds, you will not be just saving your money through low costs, but you will also be earning through compounding growth, because over time, your reinvested dividends can lead to exponential growth. And I'm not just saying this for the sake of convincing you. Historically, the S&P 500 has provided annual returns of almost 10% over the longer run, so you can stay assured about your investment. The Bezos mindset. Legendary investors like Warren Buffett and Jeff Bezos have repeatedly recommended index funds to investors who seek long-term growth. Bezos' approach mainly includes these strategies. This has already been established, but Bezos' success with Amazon was mainly driven by his long-term vision, and in that journey, he has sacrificed many short-term profits. This very same principle applies to your index fund in investment as well. The longer you invest, the greater your reward will be. Yes, the power of compounding is maximized over time. So, as an investor, patience should be one of your most valuable traits. Another thing you should know is that Bezos does not engage in short-term speculation. He strongly believes in the power of compounding and staying invested regardless of market fluctuations. You can use a similar strategy with your investment in an index fund. You can invest consistently over time instead of trying to predict the highs and lows of the market. This strategy will minimize your risk and ensure a steady growth in your portfolio. Despite having access to top financial advisors, Bezos never chased after complex investment schemes. Instead of that, he favored simple strategies, and index funds, they fit this approach perfectly. As an investor, this will allow you to grow your wealth passively without constantly monitoring or making adjustments to your portfolio. It doesn't matter if you're a beginner or an experienced investor. This approach will make investment easy and accessible for you. How you can use Bezos' strategies to build your wealth. If Jeff Bezos, one of the richest individuals in this world, believes in passive investing through index funds, then don't you think that's worth considering how this strategy can work for you as well? So here's how you can adopt Bezos' wealth building strategies. The S&P 500 index fund is a great starting point. You can get exposure to the 500 largest US companies, and all of these funds provide stability. They have historically proven themselves by generating strong long-term returns. Once you have invested in an index fund, you have to be consistent with your investments. Make regular contributions to your index funds regardless of the market conditions. It doesn't matter what amount you are investing. Even small amounts, invested consistently, can grow into significant wealth over time. Also, set up automatic contributions so that you can remain disciplined in your investing approach. If you've chosen to invest in a dividend index fund, then you should definitely consider reinvesting your dividends, because this allows for compounding growth. Over time, simply reinvesting dividends can multiply your returns significantly. By reinvesting instead of cashing out your dividends immediately, you will see your capital working harder for you. If you're worried about the market conditions, then let me tell you one thing. Markets will rise and fall, but the key to build long-lasting wealth is to stay invested. Every investor knows that the stock market has always trended upward in the long run, so panicking during downturns can lead to missed opportunities for recovery and growth. We can't forget about the low expense ratios. It is, after all, one of the main benefits of an index fund. Stick to the funds with fees under 0.10% so that you can have maximized long-term returns. Now, whether you are just starting your investment journey or you're looking for a smarter way to grow your wealth, Bezos' strategies can offer a clear and proven path for you. And now you know one of Jeff Bezos' biggest secrets to building long-lasting wealth. The question is, will you use this strategy to grow your own wealth? Let us know in the comments below. And make sure to subscribe to the channel so that you can stay in the loop and never miss out on any of our videos. Subscribe now. See you in the next video.